Continuing Tahlim, we're still in Psalm 37 here. Gnar his seed begging bread, he is ever merciful, and lendeth his seed is blessed. Depart from evil, and do good, and dwell for evermore, for God is noun and verb, loveth judgment. Yeah, no more of this judging judgment harshly by saying, oh, don't judge. It's like you have to judge constantly. It's not a negative or a positive thing. It just is. And forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever. But the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land, and dwell therein forever. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. The wicked watcheth the righteous, and seeketh to slay him. God as noun and verb will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on God as noun and verb, and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright. For the end of that man is peace, but the transgressors shall be destroyed together, and the end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is of God as a noun and verb. He is their strength in the name of trouble, in the time of trouble. And God as noun and verb shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. Now we see that 616 is basically the same as 666 in the book of Revelations. Because it's the earlier variation. Same name, different spelling comes out to the same, right? So you know who they were talking about. But I also talk about another number on my 603 score and 6 playlist that that could be hinting at, or that could have been the whole 666 thing in reference. But anyways, Psalm 39. I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle, while the wicked is before me. I was dumb with silence, I held my peace, even from good, and my sorrow was stirred, my heart was hot within me. While I was musing, the fire burned. Then spoke I with my tongue, God as noun and verb make me to know mine end, and the measure of my days, what it is, that I may know how frail I am. Behold, thou hast made my days as a handbreadth, and mine age is as nothing before thee. Verily, every man at his best state is altogether vanity. Well, I wouldn't be so pessimistic about people, but surely every man walketh in a vain show. Surely they are disquieted in vain. He heapeth up riches, and knoweth not who shall gather them. And now, God is noun and verb, what wait I for? My hope is in thee, deliver me from all my transgressions. Make me not the reproach of the foolish. I was dumb, I opened not my mouth, because thou didst it. Remove thy stroke away from me. I am consumed by the blow of thine hand. When thou with rebukes dost correct man for iniquity, thou makest his beauty to consume away like a moth. Surely every man is vanity. Hear my prayer, O God, as a noun and verb, and give ear unto my cry. Hold not thy peace at my tears, for I am a stranger with thee and a sojourner, as all my fathers were. O spare me, that I may recover strength before I go hence and be no more. So that sort of prayer could be, in regards to those who interact with them, it can be either a blessing or a curse for them, depending, whether they're going to be good people or not. And that's really how things can be. It's not bless people in their wickedness or curse people if they, turn their lives around. It's, conditional. Their life is blessed or cursed regardless of what you say. Psalm 42. As the hart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after thee, O God. Are they saying Alhi or Alhim, or I'm not sure, but my soul thirsteth for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my meat day and night, while they continually say unto me, Where is thy God? When I remember these things, I pour out my soul in me, for I had gone with the multitude, and went with them to the house of God, with a voice of joy and peace, with a multitude that kept holy day. Why art thou cast down, O my soul, and why art thou disquieted in me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him, for the help of his countenance. O my God, my soul is cast down within me. Therefore will I remember thee from the land of Jordan, and the Hermonim from the hill Bizarre. Could be a Mitzar, but deep calleth unto deep at the noise of thy waterspouts. All thy waves and thy billows are gone over me. Yet God is known in verbal command, his loving kindness in the daytime, and in the midst his song shall be with me. And my prayer unto God is unto the God of my life. I will say unto God, my rock, why hast thou forsaken me? Why go I mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? As with a sword in my bones, mine enemies reproach me, while they say daily unto me, Where is thy God? Why art thou cast down, O my soul? And why art thou disquieted within me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him, who is the health of my countenance, and my God. Psalm 43. Judge me, O God, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation. O deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man, for thou art the God of my strength. Why dost thou cast me off? Why go I mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? O send out thy light and thy truth. Let them lead me, let them bring me unto thy holy hill, and to thy tabernacles. Then will I go unto the altar of God as noun verb, unto God my exceeding joy. Yea, upon the harp will I praise thee, O God, my God. Why art thou cast down, O my soul? And why art thou disquieted within me? Hope in God, for I shall yet praise him, who is the health of my countenance, and my God. Psalm 45. My heart is inditing a good matter. I speak of the things which I have made touching the king. My tongue is the pen of a ready writer. Thou art fairer than the children of men. Grace is poured in thy lips. Therefore God hath blessed thee forever. Gird thy sword upon thy thigh, O most mighty, within thy glory and thy majesty, and in thy majesty ride prosperously, because of truth and meekness and righteousness, and thy right hand shall teach thee terrible things. Thine arrows are sharp, in the heart of a king's enemies, whereby the people fall under thee. Thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. The scepter of thy kingdom is a right scepter. Thou lovest righteousness and hatest wickedness. Therefore God thy God hath anointed thee with oil of gladness above thy fellows. All thy garments smell of myrrh and aloes and cassia. Out of the ivory palaces, whereby they have made thee glad, kings' daughters were among thy honorable women. Upon thy right hand did stand the queen and gold of Ophir. Hearken, O daughter, and consider, and incline thine ear. Forget also thine own people, and thy father's house. So shall the king greatly desire thy beauty, for he is God is noun and verb, and worship thou him. You know, that the family language and all that stuff is not, you know, it's clear that it's not literal. It's like only begotten son appears repeatedly in the Bible, as we've seen. Well, I mean, I guess we've one, and then we'll see it again in what they call the New Testament. And the daughter of Tyre shall be there with a gift. Even the rich among the people shall entreat thy favor. The king's daughter is all glorious within. Her clothing is of wrought gold. She shall be brought unto the king in raiment of needlework. The virgins, her companions that follow her, shall be brought unto thee. With gladness and rejoicing shall they be brought. They shall enter into the king's palace, and so thy fathers shall be thy children, whom thou mayest make princes in all the earth. I will make thy name to be remembered in all generations. Therefore shall the people praise thee forever and ever. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore will not we fear, though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, though the waters thereof roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with swelling thereof. There is a river, the streams whereof shall make glad the city of God, the holy place of the tabernacles of the Most High. God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. So God shall help her, and that right early. Those who've turned their backs raged. The kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice. The earth melted. God is noun and verb of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Come, behold the works of God as noun and verb. What desolations he hath made in the earth. He maketh wars to cease unto the end of the earth. He breaketh the bow, and cutteth the spear in sunder. He burneth the chariot in the fire. Be still, and know that I am God. I will be exalted among those who turn their back. I will be exalted in the earth. God is noun and verb of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Psalm 47. O clap your hands, all ye people. Shout unto God with the voice of triumph. For God is noun and verb most high is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us, and the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, whom he loved. God has gone up with a shout. God is noun and verb with the sound of a trumpet. Sing praises to God. Sing praises. Sing praises unto our King. Sing praises. For God is the King of all the earth. Sing praises with understanding. God reigneth over those who turn their back. The singular is Guya. You know, so it's turning back on one's back on God. But in the Arabic, Gawin is not, it doesn't have the singular that makes clear the source. God sitteth upon the throne of his holiness. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of the God of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong unto God. He is greatly exalted. Psalm 48. Great is God as a noun and verb, and greatly to be praised in the city of our God and the mountain of his holiness. Beautiful for situation, the joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion on the sides of the north, the city of the great king. God is known in her palaces for a refuge. For lo, the kings were assembled, they passed by together. They saw it, and so they marveled. They were troubled and hastened away. Fear took hold upon them there, and pain as of a woman in travail. Thou breakest the ships of Tarshish with an east wind. As we have heard, so have we seen. In the city of God is a noun and verb of host. In the city of our God, God will establish it forever. We have thought of thy loving kindness, O God, in the midst of thy temple, according to thy name, O God. So is thy praise unto the ends of the earth. Thy right hand is full of righteousness. Let Mount Zion rejoice. Let the daughters of Yehudah be glad. Because of thy judgments, walk about Zion and go round about her. Tell the towers thereof, mark ye well her bulwarks, consider her palaces, that ye may tell it to the generations, that ye may tell it to the generations following. For this God is our God forever and ever. He will be our guide, even unto death. That's an applied condition, right? Is that be glad, because if this is what you're going to be doing. And this is the case for Zion, if Zion does that. You know, oh, they're going to accept God as their God forever? Okay, then this, you know. Psalm 49. Hear this, all ye people. Give ear, all ye inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor together. My mouth shall speak of wisdom. All the meditation of my heart shall be of understanding. I will incline mine ear to a parable. I will open my dark saying upon the harp. Dark is in occult, or dark is in negative? Wherefore should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heels shall compass me about? They that trust in their wealth, and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. For the redemption of their soul is precious, and it ceaseth forever. He should still live forever, and see not corruption. See, no one can pay for the sins of another person. Their spiritual record's going to still be their spiritual record. For he seeth that wise men die. Likewise, the fool and the brutish person perish, and leave their wealth to others. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Nevertheless, man, being in honor, abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish. This their way is their folly. Yet their posterity approve their sayings. Like sheep, they are laid in the grave. Death shall feed on them, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning, and their beauty shall consume in the grave from their dwelling. But God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he shall receive me. Be not thou afraid. When one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased, for when he dieth, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him, though while he lived and blessed his soul, and men will praise thee when thou doest well to thyself. He shall go to the generation of his fathers. They shall never see light. Man that is in honor and understandeth not is like the beasts that perish. Psalm 51. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies, blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee only have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shaped in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all mine iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Deliver me from the blood guiltness, O God, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. God is a noun and verb. Open thou my lips. Kind of sounds like the Egyptian motif of opening the mouth and that, but and my mouth shall show forth thy praise, for thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of God as noun and verb are a broken spirit and a broken and contrite heart. O God, as noun and verb, thou wilt not despise. Do good in thy good pleasure unto Sion. Build thou the walls of Jerusalem. Then shalt thou be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offerings and whole burnt offering. Then shall they offer bullocks upon thy altar. And, yeah, the sacrifices are accepted if they're saying the right stuff and whatnot. Their pleasure, if they're opened to doing what they should be doing, then this good example, people are well pleased and well pleasing. But Psalm 62, truly my soul waiteth upon God. From him cometh my salvation. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. How long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you, as bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies, they bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. My soul, wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. In God is my salvation and my glory. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in God. Trust in him at all times, ye people. Pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. To be laid in the balance, they are altogether lighter than vanity. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. God hath spoken once. Twice have I heard this, that power belongeth unto God. Also unto thee, God is noun and verb, belongeth mercy. For thou renderest to every man according to his work. Psalm 63. God, thou art my God. Early will I seek thee. My soul thirsteth for thee. My flesh longeth for thee. In a dry and thirsty land where no water is, to see thy power and thy glory, so as I have seen thee in the sanctuary, because thy loving kindness is better than life. My lips shall praise thee, and thus will I bless thee while I live. I will lift up my hands in thy name. My soul shall be satisfied as with marrow and fatness, and my mouth shall praise thee with joyful lips, when I remember thee upon my bed, and meditate on thee in the night watches, because thou hast been my help. Wherefore Therefore, in the shadow of thy wings will I rejoice. My soul followeth hard after thee. Thy right hand upholdeth me. But those that seek my soul to destroy it shall go into the lower parts of the earth. They shall fall by the sword. They shall be a portion for foxes. But the king shall rejoice in God. So, different king than that other psalm, right? Every one that sweareth by him shall glory. But the mouth of them that speak lies shall be stopped. Psalm 65. Praise waiteth for thee, O God, in Zion, and unto thee shall the vow be performed. The vow to worship God. O thou that hearest prayer, unto thee shall all flesh come. Iniquities prevail against me. As for our transgressions, thou shalt purge them away. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest, and cause to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house, even of thy holy temple. By terrible things in righteousness wilt thou answer us, O God of our salvation, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth, and of them that are afar off upon the sea, which by his strength setteth fast the mountains, being girded with power, which stilleth the noise of the seas, the noise of their waves, and the tumult of the people. They also that dwell in the uttermost parts are afraid at thy tokens. Thou makest the outgoings of the morning and evening to rejoice. Thou visitest the earth and waterest it. Thou greatly enrichest it with the river of God, which is full of water. Thou preparest them kernels, when thou hast so provided for it. Thou waterest the ridges therefore abundantly. Thou settlest the furrows thereof. Thou makest it soft with showers. Thou blessest the springing thereof. Thou crownest the year with thy goodness, and thy paths drop fatness. They drop upon the pastures of the wilderness, and the little hills rejoice on every side. The pastures are clothed with flocks. The valleys also are covered over with kernels. They shout for joy. They also sing. Psalm 67. God be merciful unto us, and bless us, and cause his face to shine upon us, that thy way may be known upon earth, thy saving health among all nations. Let the people praise thee, O God. Let all the people praise thee. Let the nations be glad and sing for joy, for thou shalt judge the people righteously, and govern the nations upon earth. Let the people praise thee, O God. Let all the people praise thee. Then shall the earth yield her increase, and God, even our own God, shall bless us. God shall bless us, and all the ends of the earth shall fear him. Psalm 68. Let God arise. Let his enemies be scattered. Let them also that hate him flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melteth before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of God. But let the righteous be glad. Let them rejoice before God. Yea, let them exceedingly rejoice. Sing unto God, sing praises to his name. Extol him that rideth upon the heavens by his name, Yah, and rejoice before him, a father of the fatherless, and a judge of the widows. Is God. Oh, another super long psalm, right? Is God in his holy habitation? Well, if God's omnipresent, God's wherever, right? But God would be beyond where none else is. God setteth the solitary in families. He bringeth out those who are bound with chains, but the rebellious dwell in a dry land. O God, when thou wentest forth before thy people, when thou didst march through the wilderness, the earth shook. The heaven also dropped at the presence of God as a noun and verb. Even Sinai itself was moved at the presence of God. I guess maybe it's divinity, maybe, because Elohim, or what are they? Even Sinai itself was moved at the presence of God, the God of Yisrael. Thou, O God, didst send a plentiful rain. Alhinu, maybe, whereby Thou didst confirm thine inheritance. When it was weary, thy congregation hath dwelt therein. Thou, O God, hast prepared of thy goodness for the poor. God as noun and verb gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it. Kings of armies did flee apace, and she that tarried at home divided the spoil. Though ye have lain among the pots, yet shall ye be as the wings of a dove covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold. When the Almighty scattered kings in it, it was as snow in Zalman. The hill of God is as the hill of Bashan, a high hill as the hill of Bashan. Why leap ye, ye high hills? This is the hill which God desireth to dwell in. Yea, God as a noun and verb will dwell in it forever. The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. God as noun and verb is among them, as in Sinai. In the holy place, thou hast ascended on high. Thou hast led captivity captive. Thou hast received gifts for men, yea, for the rebellious also, that God as noun and verb, divinity, might dwell among them. Blessed be God as noun and verb, who daily loadeth us with benefits.